Who rolls? Jenny Penn rolls. Hi, I'm Dave, founder of Halloween Around, and today I'm reviewing The Rule of Jenny Penn, a super creepy new Shudder original movie. It came out in theaters earlier this month. I unfortunately did not get a chance to see it, but I did watch it now that it's on Shudder, and John Lithgow playing a creepy Australian slash New Zealand, I think it's New Zealand because they mentioned Maori by name, character with an accent with a creepy doll did not appear on my 2025 bingo card. I loved him as Trinity. I loved him as Lord Farquaad. I even loved him as Lord Commander in Third Rock from the Sun. This is the creepiest I've seen John Lithgow be, and that's saying something after having seen him on Dexter. So, we have Geoffrey Rush, this no-nonsense judge, having, I guess it's like, I think he has a stroke. He's lost a lot of mobility. He's in a nursing home recovering, and it's just a world totally foreign to him. He's a guy who's always used to being in control, and for once in his life, he is not, and it drives him crazy. Meanwhile, he's dealing with John Lithgow, this insane, psychotic, violent patient who goes around with a creepy doll doing a voice, telling them, Jenny Penn rules, and he like torments the other patients, and he makes them lick her certain place that's actually just the back of his arm because it's the back of the puppet. It's creepy. It's weird. I love almost everything the movie does. I think it's on a really, really good streak. And then it kind of just it loses itself. Allow me to explain. And I'm going to keep this as spoiler free as possible. So again, you have Geoffrey Rush, you have John Lithgow, set in this nursing home. As someone who worked in a nursing home for a number of years, other than Bubba Hotep, I can't really think of any other nursing homes, that are featured prominently in horror movies. So that's really cool to see. You do kind of get a variety of characters. So Geoffrey Rush's character, I knew a guy from when I worked in one nursing home that he reminded me a lot of. This guy was a former police detective, and he was kind of crass. He was kind of like he didn't want to be there, and he similar to Geoffrey Rush's character, he felt like, how did I end up here? So it has that sort of initial. You have the horror movie isolation just because he's here, getting his rehab, and it's not clear to him, and I think it's not clear to us, the audience, that he may never get out of here. He thinks he's going to, he's determined to, but deep down he knows it's a very real possibility that he doesn't. Couple that with John Lithgow being incredibly creepy, it works when John Lithgow is just going at it. He's an incredibly talented actor. Close your eyes, I don't recognize his voice. He's doing, an Australian or New Zealand accent, and I would not have known it was him if I didn't, know what he looks like. His voice is unrecognizable. I didn't know he could do accents like that. I haven't really heard him do that in other movies, but he steals every scene that he's in. And I love how the longer the movie goes, the more Geoffrey Rush kind of feels insane, and the more we feel like what's real, what's not real, what's in his head. Is he, is this just gaslighting? Is that, is Jenny Penn just a creepy puppet that, this guy uses to torment people, or is there something more to it? The longer the movie goes, the trippier it goes, but I feel like it reaches a certain point that it like almost commits to it fully, but then at the last minute kind of pulls back. And I wish that it hadn't. I know, I try not to hold a movie's budget against it. It's a low budget horror movie. It's mostly set in this one location. You've got your two leads, but I'm sure Geoffrey Rush and John Lithgow ate up most of the budget. But I love kind of how surreal it gets, and a little visual effects heavy, but when it does, I feel like it didn't fully commit to what it wanted to be. So I'm left with a movie that is incredibly memorable, again, in terms of John Lithgow's performance. Although I will admit, every time he said "Who rules," my mind automatically went to Billy Madison.
Hey, hey, hey! Who rules? Lithgow rules! Lithgow rules!
I just wanted a little bit more out of its third act, and I feel like while I'll remember the performance really, really well, I probably won't remember what the final outcome of the movie was really, really well months down the line. That's not to say that I didn't enjoy the movie, because I really, really did. I think this is one that, if you're just in it to have fun and you're just in it to kind of laugh at and be weirded out by John Lithgow, and he's got great chemistry with Geoffrey Rush. They play off each other really, really well. If you're just in for that, I think you'll really enjoy it. If you're like looking to do a deep dive into the movie's own, created mythos and what it's trying to do, it's probably going to leave you disappointed at the end. But again, that doesn't mean it's a bad movie, and that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it. It's definitely one that I will always remember just because of the performances, but I don't know that it's going to make it to my top 10 Shudder originals of the year. There's already been other ones so far this year that I feel I liked a lot more. So you ask me, is The Rule of Jenny Penn a good or bad movie? It's an okay movie. It does certain things really, really well, but it kind of doesn't. I wanted more out of that third act. But hey, these are just my thoughts. These are just my ramblings. This is just my brief review, kind of spitballing here. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of The Rule of Jenny Penn? Did you think there was more to it? What did you get out of like the mythos from it? Did you just enjoy watching Geoffrey Rush and John Lithgow play off of each other, and John Lithgow be the creepiest ever been since he was the Trinity Killer in Dexter? Like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. If you don't, you may end up in a creepy nursing home with John Lithgow, being the creepiest ever been since we played Trinity in the Dexter show. And as always, every day is Halloween.